All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I thought the audio was messed up. All right. Welcome to Takedown Tuesday, the Takedown Tuesday. We are here. I'm joined by Steph, joined by Jordan. We're joined by Mr. Reese here shortly. But we're gonna go ahead and get started here on this wonderful Tuesday. Before we get started, Steph, Jordan, anything you guys want to share with the audience before we get in
Hey,
there?
bro, Reese looking quite dapper in the middle, bro. Like this, the most
Yeah,
quiet I
yeah,
heard him in a
yeah.
long
Hey, I
time.
don't.
Bro,
Yeah,
I
hey,
love
there,
this,
CJ.
bro.
You said he'll be back. I don't know if you see him, but he is right there. He's sitting right there. You see him. He's right
Yeah,
there. Like
yes,
honestly, he
I
looking good. He
apologize.
just staying quiet, and like
Yes.
usual. But yeah, I'm doing good. It's gonna be a good show. I'm very, very excited.
We
Awesome.
late as hell, but we always late as hell. So come on.
Always late. Always late.
Yeah, that 7:45 is a suggestion. But
Yeah, that's the
Literally at this point, bro.
suggestion. That's the suggestion. It's like when you get off. Like it's like it's a
Nah, when I get off, it's not a suggestion. I'm getting off at that time.
that's real. Yeah,
Like, hey, let's get this show on the road, boys.
right, exactly. Speaking of getting the show on the road, here we are at 8:40. We are going to get into our first topic
God
here.
damn.
As you can see, we already got the graphic down at the bottom. Mr. Femi versus Mr. Bron Breaker. The question for you all is this the right call or is it too early? Right call meaning, is this the right call to main event or is it too early? Are these guys ready or do we pull the trigger on the main event for Mr. Femi and Bron Breaker? I'll start with Steph. How do you feel?
Honestly, I am not really a fan of them. I believe they're facing off at Sunday's main event. I'm not really a fan of it going so early. I think I'm hoping that this match ends in a DQ. If I'm really keeping it a buck, as honest as I can, I'm hoping just to. I think we need to separate them. Bron is just not on the level of an Oba, realistically, in WWE right now. He's just not. I think Bron needs time to be built up to that level. Feeding him to somebody like Oba right now is feeding him to somebody like Oba. I can't see a world where they are in contention with one another. Not at the moment. I'm sorry. Power, I don't think power scaling is everything, but Oba just came from beating Brock Lesnar. There's no feasible reason I am believing that he is losing any match other than a world championship match at this point. That's like the only person I can see beating him. I just think it's too early on that aspect. Maybe they go the DQ route to save face. Both men could still look good in a DQ. Maybe the match doesn't even start. Maybe it ends in no contest. But yeah, too early. Too early for the call. Too early for the call. I know Jordan's going to have a mouthful.
You disagree? Yeah.
Okay, so I believe that it is a little bit too early, but they don't have a choice. So that's my honest opinion is that they don't have a choice. They are young and they're both on a trajectory towards world champions that they don't want to take the title off yet. They don't want to take the title off Roman until they're ready, and they probably have something planned for Punk. So as of right now, this is the only way to make Breaker feel important. It's the only way to make them feel like they're actually valuing Breaker, which a lot of people have been upset about a lot in the past months, saying that they have not been valuing Breaker the way they should. So I'll be honest with you, not trying to diss WB in any way, because this is smart to at least give us Braun and Oba in a way, but it's also just they're trying to save face. They're trying to coast and keep Breaker in a good taste in people's mouth on Breaker, instead of it just being Oba going towards this and Breaker. Like, they just wish there was one of them. You know what I mean? That way it would be a lot easier to just put all the work, instead of now we have to prioritize both of these guys rather than what we want. You know what I mean? And it just becomes hard. And I do believe that the match will be okay. I kind of agree with Steph. I don't know about a DQ, but I think just like a no contest would probably be better here. With that, something that ends up with like Breaker and Heyman going to SmackDown. Some people disagree with me on the Heyman thing. I think that Heyman is wonderful for Breaker. I don't think it weakens him in any way. I think that Breaker is fine on the mic, but I just think Heyman elevates things. And if Breaker is going to get that nod on SmackDown to be a top guy, or going towards the trajectory of like beating a Punk or something like that, I think Heyman being by his side would be brilliant. With them by themselves, obviously no vision, no nothing like that. So yeah, that's all I could say is that I think it is not necessarily the right call, but they were going to do it anyway because people were whining about Breaker.
But before you take back over CJ, I want to just say I heavily disagree with there's nothing else for Bron. I think there's a lot of stuff they could have did to be still building up Bron. Have him snap on the vision. It's so many paths we can still go. His best time period was when he had the IC belt. Like, I don't think you need to have him fighting off against a champ for him to do something relevant and important to be building back up. Have him fight up against, like I said, snap against the vision. You can have him. There's Penta, there's Javon, there's Big Cass now. There's so many different storylines that he could have went into. I don't hate the being obsessed with Oba because he said the future thing. I don't hate it. I just hate that it just was accepted by the GMs. I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? I don't know.
Can I counter that with one thing?
Sure.
All I was going to say is that this is their, and I don't agree with it, but the reason that they didn't do the vision thing that you said, like have him snap, is because they see Austin Theory as a big player of the future and they don't want to bury Austin. So that's the reason they don't want to do. And I'm not saying I agree with that. I bet all three of us are in agreement that Austin Theory has a ceiling. Is it really going to go nowhere no matter how hard they try? But they think he's one of the best of the young guys. Somehow. I don't know why, but so they're not going to, you get what I mean? They're not going to bury all of Austin's momentum that they've got going forward with Maxine by just having, Breaker beat the hell out of him. So
I just don't know if I agree.
I know it just puts it. I mean, it puts the same look on my face. It's like, really, we're gonna save Theory for Breaker.
Also, if I'm keeping it a buck too, if Bron Breaker, I do think the separation angle is the better take. I think he should go over to SmackDown. We've seen it work. If it's not broke, don't fix it. John Cena and Batista are like the best view of this. Split those two boys up. Let them work. Let them build. I don't think Bron should go over with anybody. I think he should go over by himself because I think Bron, being this character who broke away from the vision and is going to do his own thing, is very important for that to stick. I don't think we need him to break away from the vision, but bring Paul Heyman. I don't think that just makes much sense for the trajectory that Bron can go. I think it's very much more impressive if he goes over to SmackDown. Currently, the champ is CM Punk. He can get into a program within Punk within the next 6 months, hell, WrestleMania, and it looks very much more impressive if the last time I faced you, I had this whole team backing me. I had Paul Heyman, I had Seth Rollins, I had this team. I didn't have Seth Rollins. Now it's just Big Me. Like, F the big three. Like, like he's stepping up by himself to step up and do it. I think that would be so much more impressive, so much more better for Bron's trajectory of his character, not him needing a Paul Heyman and trying to become the new version of Brock in a way. It's just not. It's not.
All right.
Yeah, we can kind of stay here. I'll add
absolutely
kind of a follow-up question. Question in a different light. Do you more to the is it too early piece of the question? It's spelled a bit wrong here on the bottom, but
Reese can't spell.
Saturday night main event. If these two are the guys that they are, have as the 1 and 2 next gen, Orton Cena type of thing, or Orton Batista. Cena Batista, however you want to see it, the 1A 1B of the next generation. Pulling the smash in the August Saturday night main event. Do you guys think this is too early? As we know of Triple H, with these type of feuds, he does like to drag feuds out. He does like to, do best of threes with non-finishes, back and forth finishes, brawls in between, stuff like that. Something I don't love personally as a fan, but, seems to work sometimes, So do you guys think this is too early? Do you think it's just, a good way to start a long-term feud? Or do you think this is, they're pulling this at a Saturday night main event as opposed to even just, wait until Survivor Series, a bigger show, or a Royal Rumble type of thing? Do you think it's a misstep? How do you guys feel about that? Or do you guys think it's the right time?
You know what? I think it's fine. I guess I'm kind of shifting my belief a little bit, but I think it's fine. I'm just hoping that it's only two ways this match can go, in my opinion. Either it's a Oba destroys Bron, which I do think is the bad decision, or the match ends in a no contest because they just brawl it out and then they have to be separated. So I think it can work because that builds so much momentum for their future storylines if it ends in something like that. Like these two, they can't even be on the same type of roster. You gotta just separate them at this point. Like I think it's potential to be fine. I'm hoping that it's fine. Like you said, Triple H has a tendency of the, you get a win, then I get a win again. So now we gotta break it in a break tie. So, we might just have Bron Breakker win with the Vision's help. We might have some dumb junk like that. I'm hoping for something that's not like that. So that's really what's scaring me is that. I'm hoping this match ends in a no contest. I'm hoping they just start brawling. I'm hoping we just get them separated as soon as possible. Is it too early? It's too early for them to have a full-on feud. Yes. Can it be the right call if this is going to be the start of their feud and we're going to let that build up over some time? Let Bron get to where he needs to be? I would love it. Like, for me, CJ, if I could compare it to something, I'm going to go back to Cena and Batista real quick. Imagine if Batista is coming off that evolution mode where he's like that guy right now. And Cena this is before he even started feuding with freaking JBL and them, and he's going to take them on. Like those are the two biggest stars at this point. Like you see this future star, he's uprising, but he didn't do nothing yet. And now he's going up against Batista. It's a little too early. Plant some seeds, season it in, and then let's bounce. That's how I feel. I think like the way they did Royal Rumble. They had that Royal Rumble interaction. They killed it. Boom. They went on to go do what they do. That's my opinion on it.
Jordan?
Well, I believe we're probably going to get his take first. So if he would like to go ahead and go before me.
Can y'all hear me? Am I good?
Absolutely, we can hear you.
Am I loud and clear? Am I loud and clear? You know what, Jordan? We're going to be on the same side later, so I appreciate that. But
absolutely,
the best side I love to be on is the side against Triple H. That is my favorite side of all time. Pause.
I don't like to be on the side of Triple H.
This whole conversation is happening because Triple H has been a failure of a booker. The only reason Oba Bron is happening right now is because Triple H failed at pushing Bron to the top. This is his saving grace. He realized, I did good with one star and I almost buried the other. So now I have to have them collide. The issue is what you said, Steph. Now they collide too early, right? We can talk about this being an Orton Cena, a Batista Cena, a Rollins Reigns, or something of that nature. We can talk about it being to the levels of this feud. The issue is that it's way too early. Right now, if Bron Breakker goes in the ring with Oba Femi, I have no reason to believe that he doesn't absolutely get obliterated. I have zero reason to believe that he just does not. Because Oba Femi to beat Brock Lesnar in 5 minutes. We know who Brock Lesnar is. We don't got to question that. There should be no reason why everybody in that locker room isn't terrified of Oba Femi. I love the fearlessness from Bron Breakker. I love the segment that they've been doing on Monday Night Raw. But let's not get it twisted, ladies and gentlemen. This is all happening because Triple H has failed as a booker. This is why. So now he puts himself into a corner and he realizes, oh, wait, I know I used to bury everybody when I wrestled, but now I'm about to bury my two young stars. So he has to save at least one of them. And so now he realized he almost ruined the other. So now he has to make this weird storyline where we have to somehow believe that Bron Breakker can compete with Oba Femi. Let me be very clear, CJ. Let me be very clear, Steph. And let me be crystal clear to you, Jordan, because I see you there nodding your head in disagreement. Look, if Oba Femi does not beat Bron Breakker, unless Division comes out there and help, and maybe this is a way to get Bron Breakker away from the chains and shackles of poverty called Division. If they can somehow figure out that to get dismembered, then my goodness, that will be an up for Triple H even. And I'll even come on this show and sing his praises. But right now, I'm singing the opposite. If Bron Breakker, Not the slightest. I'll give him the slightest. I'll give him like him getting up or over for like 3 seconds. But if this anyway feels like a 50-50 match at Sunday night's main event, Triple H is the worst booker of all time. I don't want him near a library.
Shut it down.
It's absolutely asinine. Now I have to sit here and have to make. I promise you, this should be a squash match. Is this gonna be a bad thing? No. Why is it not gonna be a bad thing? Because maybe Bron Breakker can have some type of arc where he comes back. I don't know. This is a bad thing. Everything about this is horrible. I take it back. Triple H has once again booked himself into the cuck corner. And now him and Cucky Rhodes and all the other cucks that he has on his on his
do anything.
Are all in the corner together in the big plot hole that we call WWE, that they don't know what's going on. They don't know the direction of this story. They don't know the outcome of this story. And if they do know the outcome, it probably sucks. So, CJ, to answer your question, do I think Bron is going to be an Orton, Cena, a Batista, some type of great feud? Potentially, right? Potentially, just because of the talent that they are, I think that they might have the potential to not hit the heights, but at least get near it. Maybe they do hit the heights. Who knows? Right? But if I could just add some more context and maybe some more depth to it, are they being booked in a position, or are they in the company right now that would probably put them on pathway to having the best feud that they could possibly have? Probably not. Like, even the way that this feud is set up, it's not set up in a position to where these guys can succeed in the ways that they should be succeeding. And I'm so glad that we're not putting these unruly expectations on Oba versus Bron. I hope we are not. Jordan, I'm looking at you over there, because if we put the expectation super duper high for them, we take the blame off of the most evil man on the planet right now, and that is Triple H. We take the blame off of him. We cannot do that. You heard me right, CJ, and I'll say it again for the people in the back. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Do what you do.
Reese is like, if you want Oba Bron to be 20 minutes, I'm gonna punch a wall. That's what he's saying right now.
Absolutely. I know. I will be living. Jordan, you will see me peel the skin off of my face and attach it onto this 4K lens that I'm yelling at right now. I promise you, if that match lasts longer than 7 minutes and 20 seconds, I will have.
I also think it should just be involved
on live, then awaken from the dead and have another aneurysm again. There is absolutely no way.
Wait. Before you or Jordan continue, I just want to tell the audience, and I want to tell CJ something. I sat for about 3 hours today listening to these two argue about match time. Reese is on the side of short matches can be good. Jordan can be on the side of long matches can be good. You know how I finally got them to shut up? It's not PG. I had to give them the analogy that if you get with a woman and you only take 5 minutes and you took 40 to finish the job, who's better? Like, sometimes you can do it at different times. It could be good both ways. Sometimes you could be a quick one-hit quitter, like my man CJ. Now, my man CJ a little leather boy. My man CJ takes about 45 minutes to get it done, and it's very successful throughout. He loves to pace himself. But some people, like Reese can pump and dump and go on about his day. In 5 minutes, he's done, and he's past it. I had to listen to them. Yes, I am very passionate right now. I listened to them argue for 2 hours about wrestling match times because Reese believes that you can have a 5-star match in under 5 minutes. And Jordan just didn't believe that's possible. And it just kept on going. I just had to get that out.
Okay, you're good. To be fair, as I finish, I believe it's possible. I just didn't think it was better than a longer 5-star. Anyway, continuing going forward. Cody didn't do anything, by the way, before when he caught a stray from you, by the way. Just letting you know, Cody didn't do anything. It's not part of this It's not part of this argument.
he
You're
was-
muted.
he
See,
was
that's the thing. You're
born.
muted. You're muted.
He was
You're muted.
born.
You're not supposed to be talking. That's why you're
You know
muted.
what? No.
Anyway.
No. You know why you're both
Anyway.
muted? You know what? I'm hot right now, and I do believe the next segment, you guys want to be on teams, right? CJ, we don't got nothing else to say about this. CJ, go ahead. You don't got to finish nothing. CJ, go ahead.
I didn't get to say. I didn't get to finish host question.
CJ, ride us into the sunset, please. I'm ready. I'm ready for the
Not
next
get
subject.
to finish host question.
He'll live. CJ don't want to hear it.
Go, Jordan.
It's quick too. I agree with Steph when he where he said it was saving face. I think it is saving face. I don't think that's necessarily like the most horrible thing. I do feel like there's a possibility, like Steph said, where we could get some dumb junk like with the vision. I also think there's a possibility that like Heyman is trying to ruse Oba, which I also don't think would be a good idea. That Heyman's gonna try to cost Oba like by trying to make Oba think that he's on both sides, but it's actually just a ruse and it's like a plan between him and Bron. I think that would be kind of dumb, but I do think it's possible. Also, when you talk about Triple H being the worst this, worst that, there is a Grandy on a forklift match that exists in the world of wrestling, and that's not Triple H that booked it. And also, like, since SummerSlam, WWE has had one show that was even mid. Every other show has been good to great.
How long has it been since SummerSlam? How long has it been since SummerSlam?
Dude, why are you? Okay, I know, Reese. I know you need 14 good shows in a row before you start giving any kind of props. But listen, we can appreciate what's been good. We can. We're allowed to.
Look, and Jordan.
No. That's either way. That's where I land. It is too early, but like I do agree they're doing it just because they want people to shut up. Go ahead,
Jordan. You are a victim. You are a victim. You want to know why? You're a victim of Hunter Hearst Helmsley and his regime. You are a victim,
bro. You said the best Raw of the year was fine last night.
Triple H will take WWE fans by the hair, pull them backwards, and Gunther chop them on their chest.
Hey, CJ, now you can ride us into the sunset.
And then when he gets done beating them in ways that a human should never have gotten beat before. In ways that I didn't know were humanly possible.
In ways that this is crazy. Riding in ways I didn't know was humanly possible.
I'm not done. He gives them a massage on the feet for 2 weeks and then gets back to beating them again. And they're like, we should appreciate the 2 weeks. No, I'm not appreciating. No. Just because Papa H has brainwashed you and everybody else, and everybody is under this.
Grandy on a forklift.
This is ridiculous. Absolutely asinine. And
Reese, I think you're just doing this to avoid me. I think you know what this next topic is, Reese. I think that's why you keep talking.
Oh my God.
Well, speaking of the next topic, we recently here in the franchise, we had a minor debate about Roman Reigns and the Undertaker. Get a replay here.
Undertaker is by far the most overrated, overhyped superstar in history. And Roman Reigns surpassed him a while ago.
Roman Reigns needed a whole Chris Jericho career revelation to even get into talks of a top 10.
You're forgetting the fact that the reason why 07 Taker in our generation we were fine with the Undertaker was because he was already a legend that was established.
If he did a Shawn Michaels-esque role where he disappears and comes back in our generation, he goes on, that 07 Taker would still be the same legend that it was today.
He would maybe wrestle the same, but in terms of how he would be beloved by fans and how the gimmick would be viewed at, completely different. The big dog Roman's better than Taker before 07.
I could agree on that. I'm excited because first off, there was some editing that happened in there. I just want that to be very much known. There was some edits made to some of my comments in that. Undertaker overrated. Reese, I know you've been getting lit up by everyone over the age of 30 in the comment sections about your awful take, but someone under the age of 30 also would love to give it to you today. I would love to give it to you right now. I want to give it to you.
Whoa!
Pause.
Whoa!
Pause.
I set myself up.
That's what your Undertaker boys doing?
I mean,
yeah,
dude. We Undertaker.
Y'all digging holes and taking souls. That's what y'all doing.
My boy, you're the one who stands like this every single time that man comes out to the ring. I don't want to hear anything.
What's wrong? What's wrong with that?
I don't want to hear anything. You know what? Reese, open the floor. Why is Undertaker overrated? Like
you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna go on this tyrant rant and then tell me to open the floor. You go. You open the floor.
I'll say why Undertaker isn't underrated.
There you go.
I'll say exactly why Undertaker isn't underrated. For one, Undertaker has. I'm sorry. I'll say why Undertaker isn't overrated. I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting me. The Undertaker underrated kind of threw me off. For over what? When did he debut? 1990. I want to say a little bit before that. I think 1991 though. I'll be on the safe side and say 91. CJ, you're my fat guy. CJ, what was it? 91 or 90?
90. It's 90. It's 90.
It's 90. See, Jordan, this is why I like you. This is why I keep you around sometimes. Since he's debuted, he's at least been a relevant character in every year that he's been prominent and on TV. Let me say that because he's had some injury years, of course. To keep that alive, that already is an accomplishment right there. I think that's an accomplishment that most people don't do. You have wrestlers that pop up and they're relevant for 10 years. That's impressive already. You have wrestlers that can do it for 5. You have wrestlers that can barely do it for 3. Taker does that from 1990 to 2000s, from 2000s to 2010. He's relevant to every single generation. Like, you can't really go to a wrestling fan that's watched anywhere within the last 15 years that they don't know The Undertaker. Undertaker's moveset has also evolved over time. Undertaker's characters have evolved over time. He gets stale with the darkness, junk, ministry of darkness, whatever you want to call it. He does the biker taker, bad A taker. I don't want to really curse on here too much. Then he comes back and gives us, in my opinion, the greatest version of Taker with the Phenom. When he becomes the Phenom, and that is really the part that resonates with me. Obviously, I was born in 2002. The Phenom, seeing that character for me was truly amazing. It felt even larger than life, being that his age was there and he was still performing and doing these type of things. So me looking at this character on the screen and then hearing that, yeah, he was even tearing stuff up back in my day. Like he beat Hulk Hogan. He was one of the first people to beat Hulk Hogan clean. He had a banger with Shawn Michaels. Like, he was doing these things back then before I was watching and while I was watching. He's really the first person that I seen do that, or at least heard of do that as well, I should more so say. So from the year, I'd really want to give him 2005 to 2013, because that after 13, he does take more of a part-time role. He's kind of part-timey in between in some of those years, but he's more relevant and more around than Roman. Let me not say relevant. I'll take the word relevant back. He's more around than Roman Reigns is. So if we're talking about part-time, he's more around than 2007 to 2013 than Roman Reigns is. So I think that time period alone is better than what everyone loves to bring up for Roman Reigns, his Tribal Chief era, which was 4 years. And if we're really being honest, he's there for probably 200 days total. So that's not even really a year. But yeah, I think that time period is better than the Tribal Chief Roman, which I'm pretty sure is going to be the one you bring up. If you choose to bring Big Dog Roman, which I actually do think has very fantastic matches. I love Roman's Big Dog matches. I think even with that, I think that time period for Taker just takes over and does it. And then Taker continues to do stuff even after the time period that I'm choosing to talk about. He has matches with the Shield. He's still doing stuff. Like, he has matches with the Shields. He has matches with Bray. He has matches with CM Punk. Like, he continues this stuff. Yes, it does just become the WrestleMania time. Undertaker pops up. But being one of the biggest storylines every single time the biggest show comes around, are we about to fault somebody for that? He's one of the top 3 storylines going into every single Mania from whatever his last Mania was, I guess. And from 2005 till 2020, and I know he's had Manias after that, but he's in the top 3 storylines for 15 straight Manias. That's insane. I think that says a lot about Undertaker. His character work is amazing. His in-ring evolved over time. I just think he was one of the first larger-than-life characters that have managed to do it for so long.
Pretty sound argument to open from Steph. Believe so. It's a 2-on-1 debate. as I believe, right? So we passed.
I don't even think Jordan like him. I don't think Jordan like him right now.
That's the team, Reese and Jordan. You all let the team decide who goes between you all.
Go ahead, Reese. Reese, you want to go first?
Who wants to attack this?
So I'd like to start off by saying that Steph has already conceded to the fact that in the clip that you saw earlier, that if Taker's career ended in 07, the big dog would be better. So I'll just talk about 07 up since he's already conceded to that. 07 up. Oh yeah, 07 up. Unless you want to retract it, which is fine. But
I am retracting. That video is highly edited. But I grew up in the 07. I could talk more about that.
Okay.
So if you want to stick to, I'm saying 05 up. I'm saying 05 up.
You're saying 05 up, but I said but that would still come to my point, like 07 down.
And that clip was highly edited. That wasn't even me.
Okay, but I'm asking you the question
right now.
Yeah.
I'll speak on Taker from 05 to when he retires.
Well,
that Taker is better.
Okay. Well, it
did not start 05. That's the Taker that I know, and that's the Taker that's fair.
But if you're going to argue, okay, that's fine. But if you're going to argue for somebody all the time, you can't just know a part of their career. You have to know all of it.
Okay.
If you're going to argue if you're going to argue their all-time ranking, where they rank among superstars all time, you cannot be ignorant and have blind spots to that massive degree to that character.
If you would like to talk about those times, we can. But by that same notion, I would love to then bring, because we're bringing up dating week careers, I'm also going to be bringing up Roman Reigns NXT stuff.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. That's fine. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. With that being said, Roman Reigns from the big dog, when he comes in with the Shield as his WWE debut, we see him a part of debatably the greatest faction ever, and he's one of the core pieces of that faction. Yes. And not only is he one of the core pieces of that faction, he's probably the best tag team, and him and Bron are going back and forth between being the best tag team in that business at the time, easily with the Shield, putting on phenomenal matches back to back. The Wyatts, even with Evolution, I give it to your boys. They have a great match with John Cena, Ryback, and them boys. Really good matches all around for the Shield, and Roman Reigns is a part of that, so he already knocks down the tag team work. When he goes on his solo career, we all know that Roman Reigns was never the best on the mic, but neither was Taker. Taker got away with it for 30 years because of the fact that people fell in love with the character. They completely ignored it. However, I'm going to hold it against him, because when your character does start talking, they do need to cut good promos. I'm not saying Taker has zero good promos, but they are not like they're borderline the same level to Big Dog era Reigns. One just could get away with it because of the.
It might be borderline too.
When it comes to Roman as the Big Dog, because when it comes to Roman as the Big Dog, because we all know how great the Shield stuff was. Roman Reigns is one of the best performers on that roster. Roman Reigns has some of the best matches ever. Reigns Big Show in Extreme Rules. Reigns Brock Lesnar at 31. Reigns Styles at Extreme Rules. Reigns and Cesaro on Raw. Just Reigns Bryant Fastlane. So many great matches from the Big Dog era, and yes, he has some bad matches. So does Taker. A counter argument to the Big Dog is going to be, well, Roman Reigns was booed and Undertaker was loved, and the character was so over. Well, Undertaker never had the responsibility of being the number one guy in the company.
Yes.
Never. He has never had that responsibility. So when it gets put on a young Roman Reigns as the Big Dog, and they're expecting these all-time great promos from him and these all-time great, Undertaker has never had that pressure. The fact is that Roman Reigns would go in there with that pressure, deliver good matches, and you can boo him all you want to. You could have booed him out of the building. He is still delivering inside that ring. Stuff that Taker is not doing during those early years of his career, which would be equivalent to the Big Dog years of Roman Reigns' career. He's not delivering in 90. He's not delivering in 91. He's not delivering in 92. He's not delivering in 93. He starts having better matches when he gets to work with Austin and Rock and them boys. But he's not consistently delivering on a performance basis for those first 3 years. He does have some good matches in them, but Roman Reigns' catalog is severely better. And on top of that, he has the pressure of being the number one guy, being the flagship guy as the Big Dog. People forget that. The fact that Roman Reigns had that responsibility. Oh, and by the way, Roman Reigns for 2017, 18, and 19 is a top 5, top 3 merchandise seller throughout that time. Why does that matter? Because despite the fact that they're booing him, not only is he performing well, but you can say whatever you want, he is still a draw. And also at WrestleMania 32, he packs out one of the highest gates ever in WrestleMania history as the Big Dog. So whether you want to look at the metrics from him being a draw, whether you want to look at the metrics from him performing well, the only thing you can knock on him at this moment for that big dog stretch was promos, because even the character of the big dog in terms of his actual actions and performance in the ring was portrayed very, 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 very well. The issue is the same issue that Undertaker had. Instead, Undertaker had it for 30 years of his career, which was cutting promos, unless you want to count the American stuff. But even then, that's
American stuff. His promos against Shawn
pales in comparison to the next era of Roman Reigns, which is the tribal chief. When Roman Reigns becomes the tribal chief, not only does he tell a better story than Undertaker has ever told ever in his career with the Bloodline, but he elevates so much talent. He elevates the Usos into a level that people
they were hired before.
Almost people would call it revisionist history about how high he has elevated the Usos.
No, they were not.
Were the Usos great before?
They had a 600-day reign under him.
Were the Usos great before Roman Reigns? Because that would be a counter argument about the Uso penitentiary and stuff happening before Roman Reigns.
They were great turd before.
The Usos were not revered as being in GOAT debates for being the greatest WWE tag team ever before the Bloodline. They were not. I do not think they were in those conversations. And whether you agree with them being in the conversations or not, the reason why those conversations started was because of the Bloodline and because of Roman Reigns elevating them. Not to mention Roman Reigns elevating a Solo Sikoa. Not to mention Roman Reigns elevating
did more when he left.
Not just his family, but putting stars like Drew McIntyre in the spotlight where they should be. Every time Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre had a segment, it was a top thing. Catapulting Kevin Owens back into relevancy since the Cena days. Catapulting Sami Zayn back into relevancy. And Sami Zayn, of course, playing his part as well. But Sami Zayn was not a relevant staple in WWE before the Bloodline.
Catapulted them for how long?
For a few years. Not like
few
Sami Zayn?
Few months.
Wait, elaborate. What are you talking about?
Done nothing but
you're saying all these people that they catapulted, and it's a few months at best.
And he's done nothing but win titles.
Time out. Hold on, Jordan. Time out.
Sammy goes from competing against.
Time out. No, sir. Kevin Owens right now is in the position that
Kevin Owens. I agree with Kevin. I'm agreeing with Kevin.
Sami Zayn
is a few months.
Okay, Sami Zayn was quite literally in world title contention this year. So I don't think that works out. I don't think
2 years. That's 2 years after.
That's too high.
What did he do in the 2 years? What's the 2 years after?
Okay. You have to let me finish. You had the entire floor to yourself.
Are we gonna say Christian elevated John Cena?
I'm glad you addressed that. 2. So that's 2 knocked out the way. Number 3. Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, but until he got in the storyline with CM Punk, which then derailed him, was on his way to being one of the most over, if not the most over superstar in the company. Absolutely. So yes, Roman Reigns has catapulted, and not to mention the fact that Jey Uso had a singles run where he won the world championship. People clamoring for a Jimmy Uso mid-card title run. They just wanted him in the mid-card. That's how great Jimmy Uso was revered as a single star. Why? Because of the Bloodline storyline, which is off of the back of Roman Reigns, on top of his iconic feuds for that time, whether it be his feud with Lesnar, one of the most iconic promos that he's ever cut, the My Cameraman promo, the feud with John Cena, which despite the match not being as well deserved, it was better than the Taker's match with John Cena at WrestleMania. But on top of that, it's also one of the best promo segments between the two, and honestly, in Roman and Cena, and if it was in Taker's career as well, with the missionary promo and all that stuff. Pause, but I mean that's just how it was.
Insane.
So I know that's crazy. That's crazy, right? But 23, we know what we get into. We get into the Cody stuff. 22, that's the Sami Zayn stuff. 24, that's the Rock tribal chief. And you can say the Rock had Roman take a back seat. That's fine. I'm completely fine with being number 2 in the biggest feud in the W. I am completely fine with that. If he did, and if you do say the Rock is, if you do say the Roman took a backseat to the Rock, sure. That is still higher than Taker has ever been in a main event feud.
Yeah. Roman's a bigger name. I can agree with that.
Absolutely. 100%. So I'm just saying. 2025, the triple threat with CM Punk, Seth Rollins. I know some people on here have a controversial opinion of that match, but the masses love that match. I think the match is pretty good. And not even talking about 26, but he puts on debatably match of the year for WWE. So whether you want to talk about storyline quality,
26.
you can talk about the character of the Undertaker. That's fine. Yeah, 26. CM Punk, Roman Reigns. You can talk about the quality of the character of the Undertaker. That's fine. It has nowhere near the depth of the Tribal Chief, and even when it leads into the big dog Roman, with the stuff that Roman Reigns goes with the Usos, the family stuff, the stuff that he does with the other stars, the promos that he's able to cut, the character just makes much more sense in kayfabe and has much more depth and has much better writing as a character than the Undertaker. Completely. The character of the Undertaker has way too. Of course, almost every character in professional wrestling has its plot holes, has its flaws because it's wrestling. However, when it comes to WWE performing one of the best stories it's ever told, it was on the back of Roman Reigns. So even this character thing that we give Roman Reigns, not Roman Reigns, but the Undertaker such props for, he's never had the responsibility of being the number one guy with that character and providing the depth and story analysis and the stories that Roman Reigns has told while being the Tribal Chief. So even Undertaker's big thing, which is being this big old massive character, it's never had to go into the depth of not just Roman Reigns but other superstars, but I'm not going to talk about them, but he's never had that responsibility ever. And performing under pressure, Roman Reigns has done that. Performing under pressure when they all hate you, Roman Reigns has done that. So in terms of what separates Roman Reigns from The Undertaker, it's quite simple. One guy has performed in two different eras, and it's two different characters, and one character with much more character depth than anything The Undertaker has ever had to deal with, while elevating more talent at the top of the card, at the top of the food chain, while having the most pressure, while being the number one. Am I saying being the biggest draw on the show is the only thing that dictates it? Obviously not. But there is some form of credit that has to go to those guys who perform the way they do. Am I saying Undertaker sucks? Kind of. Am I saying Roman Reigns is better? Absolutely.
I think there's a lot of plot holes within your conversation. I'll start with the biggest one for me. We talked about elevating talent. I think some of the people that you claimed that he elevated are false. I'll give you Kevin Owens. I will say Kevin Owens, but by your logic of elevation, if Sami Zayn not being relevant for 2 years, because I mean he has a match for the world title against Roman.
That's wrong.
Whoa, Jordan. I let Reese talk for 10 minutes. You're gonna shush and you're gonna sit back.
That's 10 minutes of your life.
If we're gonna give Roman props for elevating Sami and saying that whatever you said, I do think he played a role in elevation. I said it lasted a few months. You brought up the fact that he challenged for the title 2 weeks ago. The Roman stuff was 2 years ago. We're not giving people props for what happens 2 years later. If we're doing that, we can get real nasty with this conversation.
War games.
We can get very nasty.
War games.
Well, bro, if you gotta stay quiet.
So Sami becoming randomly relevant.
Because I'm next.
Sami becoming randomly relevant.
Not randomly
to
relevant.
Join into a bloodline storyline. What is he doing outside of that? What is he doing after he goes to facing Roman for the world title
like,
at Elimination Chamber?
Bro, you both are getting the Sami situation inaccurate. Like, I can't correct it.
It's not accurate. All right.
No, you both are getting it inaccurate.
Let's talk about actual. I can agree.
Sami has won 5 titles since WrestleMania.
Guys, let's let finish.
How many mid-card titles? That's the question I want you to answer for me. How many mid-card titles? Because Sami, after Roman, goes and becomes the same. 3. One world. In that one world.
Why is that bad?
2 weeks ago.
United
that
States.
one world came what?
2 United States, 1 Intercontinental, 2 tag team, and one world. That's a big.
We want to talk about actual
tag team.
What was his resume before? What was his resume before?
Not that.
Steph, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I know CJ said let you go. 23 is tag team with Kevin Owens. 24 is Steve with Gunther. 25 is the United States title run. 26 he's in title contention.
26 he's in title contention. So it took him 2 years to get back to title contention. Okay, cool. Anyway, let's talk about actual elevation. Because Undertaker directly debuts a legend within his debut. Are we not going to act like Kane was not debuted to face off with The Undertaker? Kane is directly tied into Undertaker. Kane is a legend in WWE. Kane goes on to face the world champion within WWE. I want to say within 3 years. I'll be on the safe side and say within 5 years he's facing for the world title. That's actual elevation. Kane has been tied through and won multiple world championships. Kane has been tied in with Undertaker. Kane has one of the most known tag teams of all time, especially if you're a wrestling fan. With Undertaker, Brothers of Destruction. That's elevation. We can also talk about the elevation of multiple. Go ahead, your hands up. I'll let you cut through. Sure, go for it.
of course, we know Jey Uso is not the best performer ever, but I think elevating talent that's also good to a degree. Like I mean, like that matters as well. Also, with that being said, the Brothers of Destruction were like in terms of like how popular they were, that was a success. In terms of the work that they did, it pales in comparison to the stuff that Roman's doing with the Shield, or even the stuff that he.
I agree. I'm not saying that I'm talking about elevating talent. Kane is a bigger talent than Jey Uso. Kane is a bigger talent than Jey Uso. Yes or no?
Does Kane knock off the Usos, Owens, and
is Kane a bigger talent? I can't help what you do. We're talking about elevating talent. The Undertaker not create. I don't know.
I don't know if Kane's a bigger deal than Jey Uso.
Kane's a bigger deal than Jey Uso.
How do you know? Wait,
you're wilding right now. Kane is a bigger deal than Jey Uso.
Wait, how?
Kane is so freaking big. They have cocaine on the freaking indie scene.
Jey Uso has NBA stadiums yeeting. He has the number one most merchandise for like two. Like, bro, I don't know. Like, it's
Kane.
Jey Uso is not like
Kane is much more. Kane is much more.
This is no way. This is a conversation right now. Like, what the hell? Anyway, I'm gonna keep going because we're also talking about elevating talent. 2007 comes around and Taker's going up against Edge. I don't think he made Edge into this mainstream single star. What was Edge doing before? In 2007,
John Cena.
No, that was 2006. I was saying at the start of 2007. I'm sorry.
Well, no, okay. Well, that's not fair because now you're saying you're not going.
Wait, but you just gave me a 2-year. Gave me a 2-year elevation gap. So why can't I do the same thing?
I'm saying no, that's not true. You're not on the Usos' point was that they were the Uso Penitentiary before.
Oh, thank you for bringing that up because the Uso Penitentiary is bigger. That is a bigger moment for the Usos. That yes, they went on to hold the titles longer. I'm pretty sure people can name notable matches from them before the Blood.
But the story, the story.
They made it WrestleMania. They hold the titles. They hold both belts in the company for 600 plus days.
More people remember.
They never do anything like that before.
More people remember the
Uso
story.
Penitentiary, Usos versus New Day.
Uso Penitentiary isn't as big as We the Ones.
Usos versus New Day. Usos versus New Day.
Not as big.
Jordan,
it may be better, but it's not as big.
Usos versus New Day is not bigger than Usos versus Sami and Kevin?
No. It may be better, but no, it's not bigger.
They main event of WrestleMania.
Okay, so main eventing. So Miz versus John Cena is a bigger feud than Miz versus CM Punk is never main evented? Is that what we're saying right now?
Yes.
Miz and Cena easily. Miz and CM Punk? What?
Are you serious?
I said Miz and CM Punk. I meant John Cena, CM Punk. I thought I said John Cena, CM Punk. So because Miz and Cena main evented WrestleMania,
that's different.
It is a big no, it's not different. You just said it main evented WrestleMania. That's what your argument just was.
That wasn't my only reason. That wasn't my only reason.
Bigger feud.
That wasn't my only reason.
It's a bigger feud.
The Usos were megastars in 2017. Hey, listen, the Usos weren't megastars in 2017. They got over by forfeiting the trophy. They got over as megastars after they did that.
It's very good for us.
Are we serious right now?
Yes, when they forfeited to the New Day.
For the casual WWE audience, it's much more. They are remembering the Usos' participation in the Bloodline storyline and almost even the main event Jey Uso singles run more than the Penitentiary run. Because
I highly disagree.
The product was much more viewed at the time.
Well, on top of
the fact that it's just more like the stuff that they're doing in the Usos, the stuff they're doing in the Bloodline is more iconic because it's a much more iconic story. The same way that a few lives ago, you even mentioned, and you and Jordan had this conversation about matches and story, and you even mentioned the fact that some stories are just bigger than some matches because the story is so good. The Bloodline is one of those stories where the Usos' involvement in that story is just so good that people forget about the New Day and Usos. They just do.
You know what?
Why do you think people criticize Jey Uso and the Usos so much right now currently? Because they don't care about the tag team. They barely care about the tag team work anymore. They're more worried about main event Jey Uso.
Reese, real quick. I feel like we're kind of losing a point. We're currently arguing. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
We are losing the plot.
We're trying to argue Roman and we're talking about those two. I'm gonna move on to the actual wrestlers that we're talking about.
We didn't let Jordan make his initial point though. We're gonna Jordan.
Santa Claus to speak, bro.
Sorry.
Okay,
Go ahead,
so
go ahead, Jordan.
all
Go
I'm
ahead,
gonna say is this. All I'm gonna say is this. Roman Reigns, and Reese went into this a little bit. I'll even give you know what, Steph? I'll give you all of his career. I don't even care. You can have all of his career. You can have it from 90 because I'm not gonna lie, Taker has some decent matches in the 90s. Not a lot of them, but a couple.
I'm not that hip on him. I'm not gonna bring him up.
But then that might be fine. But I'm telling you that like that's how confident I am for Roman because you can give all of his matches. You can have his whole career. I don't need it just from 07 to or up. I don't need it because the reality is.
Tell me what he did in 2011. Tell me what he was doing in 2011.
2011, he faces 2011. He faces Triple H.
2011. Roman Reigns. Tell me about his 2011 career.
He isn't doing anything. He's an FCW.
Nice. What about 2012?
2012, he debuts on the main roster. That's at the end of the year. He's actually in NXT,
he's in NXT.
but he's not.
He's in NXT.
No, I didn't let me finish. You didn't let me finish. I said he debuts on the main roster, but it's at the end of the year. He's in NXT, but he's not. He's actually not getting like he wasn't chose, so he's not.
What was happening?
He's kind of floating. He's kind of floating.
Losing a lot of matches. Okay, and he also had some of the worst NXT matches of all time.
He did.
You know that.
Anyway,
Yes.
Anyway, my point is simply saying this. My point
Jordan already conceded. I don't care to argue this with you. Keep talking.
I didn't concede. I'm simply about that. But why? Hold on. I didn't even get to make half a statement, Reese.
You're right. I said keep talking, Jordan. Keep going.
So that's what I'm saying. Is that like okay? So the thing is that as far as like Taker's matches, he has some good matches. He has good matches. A lot of them are stipulation matches. Roman is the better wrestler. Roman makes more money for the company. Roman is
I agree
the
with that
top
only.
guy. Roman is better on the mic, especially at their peak. Like there is no argument.
Roman making missionary jokes is not making better on the mic. There's a lot of arguments on
saying, hey, Roman, hey, if I wanted to main event with a megastar, I would have chose your wife as a phenomenal line.
Put him above him.
The promo argument isn't the reason why I think Taker is.
I'm just being honest with you. Every argument is why I think Roman is above.
So do you consider?
I think Roman has a better
match
catalog.
Promo thing though.
Roman has better matches with people that are regular singles matches.
I think they're both okay at the mic. I don't think that either one of them are great. There's a reason why Roman Reigns was.
Roman is great on the mic. He's just not better than a lot of his past peers.
Roman Reigns is really good on the mic.
Wait. Does Taker have a better period than Tribal Chief Roman on the mic?
No.
Period. No.
Not even close.
Okay, so Roman's better.
On the mic, sure.
I think so. And what I'm trying to say
I don't
is
think
that
that's a crazy flex on either one of their careers.
What I'm trying to say
being a wrestler,
is
Jordan, hold on. Because being a wrestler is more than just mic work. I think that we're forgetting that.
Obviously, I just said he's a better wrestler.
We didn't end the debate right there and can move on.
Also, being a better wrestler is also a part of being a wrestler.
Taker's not there for. Wait,
he's a better wrestler. He's a bigger draw. He has more good matches, and he's a better talker.
He does not have more good matches.
Yes, he is a better wrestler. He does as far as like straight up matches.
Taker's match catalog.
He has better straight up matches. Taker needs stipulations to clear, and honestly, he doesn't have as many good. He does not have as many good matches as Roman. He does not.
Sure, let me counter. From 2005 to 2013, I do believe he has better matches within that time period alone. 2005 2005 to 2010. Can I name matches? Oh yeah, I can. I actually pulled up a couple because I figured we'd actually talk about matches instead of just everything else outside of that. We have 2005. I'll stick to there. He has Randy Orton. At Mania. I don't think that's
it's not better than
Sir, you asked me to name some matches.
Okay.
I don't even think that's his best match with Randy. I actually think their Hell in a Cell match happens a little bit further down the line. I actually think that's better than their Mania match. 2006, he has an amazing match with Kurt Angle. A lot of people tend to overlook.
It doesn't matter.
Y'all want me to name matches? Y'all don't want me to name matches.
Go ahead.
All right, cool. 2006. This is something Roman Reigns really struggles to do. I've never seen Roman have a match with somebody decent in the ring and make a great match out of it. Maybe that's just me. Undertaker, Mark Henry. It's a decent match. I'm not gonna say it's the greatest match ever. I don't.
Mark Henry's better than Undertaker in the ring.
I disagree. Then by the bad person, I wasn't talking about Mark Henry. I was talking about the Great Khali because Undertaker gives Great Khali probably his third.
But I don't know why you mentioned Mark Henry after you said
Khali's not bad.
Nah, I meant to say Great Khali. I had my order wrong. I'm sorry. I do apologize.
Khali's not bad.
Great Khali's pretty bad when he's in WWE, in my opinion. Maybe that's just me though. 2006, he has a great match against Kurt Angle. He has an amazing match against Great Khali. He has a good match against Mark Henry. He's doing some stuff with Mr. Kennedy, since we're talking about elevation, because Mr. Kennedy debuted and got some wins against the Undertaker at this point, which then went on to win the Money in the Bank. That's actual elevation. I just want to say that because he wins the Money in the Bank, I believe, the next year, then has to drop it because of drug problems, whatever the hell happened there. And then he goes on.
Jey Uso win the world title.
Huh?
Why doesn't Roman Reigns get credit for Jey Uso winning the world title?
I didn't say he did it. I never disagree. I disagree.
Okay, so why did you say that's real elevation as like a slight to Roman, like he did?
Because you brought up Sami Zayn, and 2 years later him.
I also brought up Jey Uso, and you didn't.
I brought up something happening 3 months later.
I also 3
months later, Mr. Kennedy was actually.
I also brought up Jey Uso. You didn't mention it. So I mean,
I don't remember you bringing Jey Uso. I don't remember you bringing Jey Uso. I do agree.
We're live. You can run it back.
We are live, so we can't currently do that. I do agree that Jey Uso was elevated. I agree. I brought up Kane to argue that. Actually, I do remember that. I brought up Kane to argue that, and then you try to argue that Jey Uso.
Well, no, Jey Uso came before Kane, but yeah, Jey Uso came before Kane, but yeah.
And I brought up Kane. Yeah, Jey Uso came before. And that's why I brought up Kane. Never mind. I don't think
no, that's not what chain of events.
That's not chain of events. Anyway, 2007, his match with Batista at Mania. I believe him and Batista have another match.
So much.
No. He gets injured, but he comes back. Him and Batista have another match. The one that Edge interferes in, I believe, is the Hell in the Cell. That match is amazing. That's better than most matches in Roman's catalog.
Roman's catalog clears most of Roman's catalog. Clears
ask me to name matches. Ask me to name matches. I'm naming some really good matches.
You said it, so I counted.
Some really good matches. 2008, his match with Edge. I think all three would be, if this was put into Roman's catalog, I think all three would be a top 10 match in Roman's catalog. Says a lot. His match with Big Show. His match with Big Show. You brought up Big Show earlier. Taker's match with Big Show is severely better.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Also, Taker's feuds are better. Let's just really say that. I think his feuds are also better.
No, it's not. They also are better.
His match with Shawn Michaels. You brought up the masses earlier. If you were to Google what is the greatest WrestleMania match of all time, I'll tell you what 2 matches pop up. Bret Hart, Austin, WrestleMania 13. And the second match that pops up, people often argue, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker. So the masses see him as have. If you were to Google, I started with that word. If you were to Google that, because you brought up, you said fair. I think you said fair.
Keep talking.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, go keep talking.
So the masses also say that this man has one of the greatest matches of all time. The masses also say that this is one of the greatest characters of all time. The masses will also tell you that you're wrong in this argument. So 2009, he gives us another banger with Shawn Michaels. It's not as good as the first. I can agree. He goes on for the feud with CM Punk. Amazing first feud with CM Punk. He goes with Batista, round 2, TLC. Amazing match again. It actually rivals some of their early matches. 2010, he gets in the ring with Rey Mysterio. Cooks up with Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio breaks his orbital bone.
Does not cook. That match does not cook.
What? Okay, we're talking out our matas. Brings back Kane again. Elevation brings Kane back again. Kane wins the world title off him. He does some time away. Actually, Nexus comes into play in this too. The new Nexus, when they first debuted, they got to some elevation. Now, did they do much with them? No. That's their fault. I can't trigger what happens next to you. But you debuted taking out Taker. That's impressive. Shawn, Kane, and Taker, they run it back. Elimination Chamber. He goes on to continue having great matches.
We're good.
He goes on to continue having great matches. Like Raw up. He's been killing it. Taker just has a really good catalog. So when I can sit here and name this from somebody from multiple years, and what matches would you say for Roman? I'm just curious.
Well, first off, I think I firmly want to respond to a few points. One, I don't know if y'all can see this. Let me have it load. When I look up the top WrestleMania matches, you see that's Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes. It pops up as number 2 when I Google it. There you go. I hope y'all can see.
What's number 1? Bret Austin.
I know that's not AI.
Rock Austin.
I know that's not AI.
It's Google. Google does AI.
Is that the AI summary?
See,
yes,
I don't do that.
It has like 4 links to different articles.
My man's got the AI summary out. All right,
I don't know why. Keep going. I feel like that's something. I feel like that's a narrative.
Wait a minute. You just said Google. You said
wait. Just keep talking. You're right. Let's not argue semantics.
You didn't time out. You didn't even show your source. So I'm not going to go at that. I showed you a source.
You're right. I did it.
Yeah, you did.
What is the greatest? I'm going to do this live. No,
do it.
What is the greatest WrestleMania match of all time.
No, main
oh,
event.
you typed in main event.
Man.
That's the difference between what we typed because I typed in match. You tried to cheat me. You tried to cheat me, Reese.
Oh, that's
teach
fair.
you.
Hey, that's fair
And when
because
you
Brett
say
Austin
match,
and Sean
guess
Taker
what
are the main
happens?
event.
While fans debate rage on, the Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels match at WrestleMania 25 is most widely acclaimed as the greatest WrestleMania match of all time. You tried to change words and put main event in there.
Time out. With that,
Sean Taker's not main event. Neither is Brett Austin.
You're right.
Yeah. Also, yeah. Undertaker
greatest match. It doesn't. Greatest match. Would you rather somebody say you have the greatest match of all time or just the main event? When you sugarcoat main event, they give it to you.
Reese,
but when we say match,
don't.
When you say match, they say me overall.
Match.
This match is better than the main event. That's what that means.
Main event.
Please don't be goofy. Please don't be
main
goofy.
event.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna just ask. I'm not gonna ask you.
Main event. You're having a debate with me. Don't ask somebody else.
You're right.
So with that being said, you asked about Roman Reigns matches. You asked about
CJ. Wait, I want to ask about Roman Reigns. I would like to ask our question.
That was your question. You asked about Roman Reigns. You asked about Roman Reigns.
You had the greatest match on the card.
You asked about Roman Reigns. Is that was your question, Steph? Is that correct?
Thank you. That's what I was wondering.
You asked about Roman Reigns. I don't care. Respectfully, I care what he says when it comes to moderating. I'm not having a conversation with CJ, so I don't care.
Sure, I just want to prove to you that match goes further than main event.
Okay, regardless, by the general consensus.
So are you conceding that the general consensus said the greatest match?
Yeah, general consensus. Yeah, sure.
No. You try to sugarcoat main event. That's what you try to Google to make it seem better for you. Main event.
Care about general consensus.
Okay,
but that's what he just wanted to try to argue my point and say I was wrong.
You're going on. You're going in
but I would love
circles.
for you to concede.
You got it out. You have it all out. You got it all out.
I'm right. As long as you know I'm right.
Are you right?
You try to.
Regardless, Roman Reigns still has the highest acclaimed WrestleMania main event. Only
we're going back into draw. I agree.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm conceding on draw.
Okay.
I concede on draw.
Okay. No, it wasn't even about draw. It was about the storyline. It was about the storyline between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, which is years and decades in the making with the Rhodes and the Wyatt family. On top of that,
what was the decades in the making?
You also mentioned.
What was the story?
You also can I please finish my statement?
Sure, I was curious.
Yeah, because you interrupted me for like 5 minutes going in circles, asking CJ questions. I would love to finish this.
That was 20 seconds.
So you were, but it's okay. So when it comes to Roman Reigns' best matches in his career, you mentioned stuff from you skipped like 20 years of Taker's career, like 14. You skipped like 14 years of Taker's career into it. If his argument is longevity, you got to give me some early.
Did I bring up the word longevity?
Yeah, you did. You said about how long the character was and how he did the character for so long. I'm sure.
Yes, is 2005 to 2013 not long?
No,
especially by WWE standards. That's not long.
Like that? Not yet. It is. It's fair. That's fair.
Y'all were just telling me about how 609 days is long.
I just said that's fair. Are you listening?
Not going to stay on. Can I answer this question about the matches?
Are you listening? Okay. One, we're talking about Roman Reigns' best matches of all time. Roman Reigns in 2026, CM Punk. Roman Reigns in 2025, phenomenal triple threat with CM Punk and Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns in 24, the main event that we just talked about. Roman Reigns in 23, WrestleMania 39. Roman Reigns in 22, phenomenal match with Sami Zayn, which would be a top 10, top 7 match.
23 is Sami.
22
is Sami as well. 23 is Sami as well.
23 is Sami.
22 is Drew.
22 is Drew. Clash
and Brock. And Brock.
And the Lesnar SummerSlam match, which would also be a top 15 match in Undertaker's catalog, right? 2021. That's a SmackDown match with Bryan as Tribal Chief, and that's the triple threat with Edge and Bryan. That's the same.
Good matches. Good matches. I'm not going to be hypocritical here. They're good matches. Good matches.
My point is that Roman Reigns has a catalog.
So does Undertaker.
Okay,
not as good.
The matches that I brought up for Roman Reigns, I firmly believe can compete with most of those matches that you said.
Can compete. That's cool.
And I didn't even. Yeah, absolutely. And
You can compete
Hey,
with me in an
Reese, you can
arm
keep
wrestling
going.
contest.
Reese,
Doesn't mean
Reese.
you win.
Reese, you can
because
go
I
into
didn't even mention the
2020
big
with
dog
Roman.
here.
Hey, Reese,
I
you
didn't
can keep
mention big
going into
dog Roman
2020. Reese, you can keep
Go ahead.
going into 2020 when he gives Jay his best match of his career. Still
Hell
to
in a
this
Cell.
day,
Yeah,
Hell in a Cell. I
absolutely.
quit.
That's elevating talent. Just
Best
how you
match in his
mentioned-
career,
just-
I would say
just
that's
how
a
you
tag match.
mentioned,
Easily
just
the
how
best
you
match of
just-
Jay's career.
that-
It's not
that's
even
I would
close.
say it's a tag match.
That's exactly why when you brought up Kane, you didn't bring
Well,
up their
if
match.
we're counting singles
well, that-
matches,
Well, yeah, and that's why when you brought up Kane, you didn't mention their matches together.
Kane
because
has a better career. I brought up his
Taker,
career.
yeah, I know, but you didn't
and
mention their
Steph,
matches
you don't
together
wanna
because
bring-
I
Roman
brought up
Reigns.
his career. A
Okay,
career is more important than a match.
okay, I hear you. I'm saying
career is
that
more
you
important
didn't
than a
bring
match.
you didn't mention their matches together because they aren't good. They
yeah, and
put
that's the
something
thing.
more
I know Reese
important.
is right about that, Steph. If you want to bring in
you
tag
gotta
team
let me
work,
finish, brother. You gotta let me finish.
You're right.
You didn't mention it because they weren't good. Because Undertaker struggles
I
at
didn't get that.
elevating talent to the fullest degree in terms of giving somebody a good match and then giving them a good storyline.
Mr. Kennedy.
And then giving that he didn't do it to Kali. You don't remember what was the storyline for Kali?
Why are we gonna go down another rabbit hole, bro? Like we gotta like
He wasn't the first person. I'm not gonna do your definition of elevation. So I'm not gonna say he was the first one to
Okay,
elevate.
if we're gonna disagree on definition for elevation, that's fine, but we have to throw it to the wayside.
Sure,
Okay,
I'm
but the
fine
thing
with
is,
throwing that away. But
Steph, the thing
you
is if you
arguing
want to
Jay
bring
Uso
tag
to
work,
me when wait, Jordan, real quick with elevation. You're arguing, oh, I didn't bring up matches. I brought up a career. Kane has a bigger career than every person you named that you claimed Roman elevated. Undertaker elevated someone to have a bigger career
When
than
has Kane?
every person
Jay Uso
bro,
was
please,
much
let's
closer.
not go into
I
Kane.
disagree. Jay Uso is much closer to being the number one guy in the company than Kane ever was.
Like that wasn't the discussion. Like
Absolutely.
Like
Jay
I don't know
Uso
how
is
we
closer
even
to
got
being
to
the number
Kane
one
and
guy because
Jay,
he wins
bro.
the second title and then loses it and then wins it again.
And yeah, he main
becomes a
events
big name.
WrestleMania as a tag team and beats the best wrestler in the company. Absolutely.
Wait. Host is
Okay.
trying to say something. I'll let CJ talk.
He's trying to say it's not.
Yeah, I'm saying the Kane point. I can't go. I can't go on that one.
Wait.
Yeah,
From which end? I'm just curious.
My end.
It's from Reese's end. That's not true.
Yeah. See,
Yeah,
and
don't
I
agree with that
I
at
think
all.
I think Steph that we, like I think Reese was right when he talked about how you didn't say the matches with the whole because if
Hold
you
on.
bring in no, I'm saying because if you bring in tag work, it gets even nastier. The Shield,
And
Roman,
you-
if you actually
they aren't
like,
they-
bro,
us-
like I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not gonna lie, Steph. If you allow the Shield matches, Roman has a top five-ish catalog in the history of the company, like he does.
No, but no.
Yes, he
but
does. Yes, he
anyway,
does.
going back to your J point real quick because I just realized something.
All right, we're
Reese.
gonna.
Jay Uso
The Shield
goes on
matches
to
gives
beat
you like
Gunther,
6 other good matches.
right?
Reese.
You said Jay was so close to being the number one guy. He beats Gunther for his first title, right? Who does Kane beat for his first title?
Forgot.
The actual biggest guy in the company. I just want that to be very much known. I think Kane was a lot closer to being the number
Austin.
one than
He beats Austin.
Maybe Austin.
I think him beating Stone Cold Steve Austin for a world title is
He
a
did
lot
beat
more
Stone Cold
impactful than
Steve
Jay
Austin.
Uso beating Gunther.
Gunther.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
Especially Gunther at that point.
But-
I can agree.
I'm not saying Gunther was a
I
star.
can
Uso
agree to that.
Uso goes on to be Uso goes on.
Bro,
to
it doesn't
be
matter
a
what
much
he went
bigger
on to
draw.
be. Kane
Much
went
bigger
on
draw.
to be Kane.
Much bigger draw.
Then Kane?
Yeah.
Are we serious right now?
By all the metrics.
I mean,
Sells more
definitely a
merch.
bigger. No, definitely a bigger draw than Kane, but not
Jay
like
Uso-
in
did
a
Jay
global
Uso get a
scale.
movie?
Like Kane,
Did Jay Uso what's
Kane.
going on,
Okay,
bro?
listen.
Kane
No,
goes
Reese,
on
let
to
me say
get
this.
movies. Kane's
Bro,
in every
no,
major
hold on.
storyline.
Yeah, dude. Kane
are
has
you
a
talking about?
picture with Kane Hodder. Kane has a picture with Kane Hodder, the guy that plays Jason Voorhees,
Kane.
and they're like, yeah, like both
what are we
Kanes.
talking-
Like
Kane's
it's a
in
big
video
like
games.
dog.
Undertaker's
Like
in
the
video
guy's
games.
globally.
So is Jey
Kane is
Uso.
insane, bro. Like Kane's very, very
not-
popular. Like.
No, he's popular. It's not bigger draw than Jey
Look,
Uso.
all
And wrestling.
right, matches.
Bro, he
obviously,
took a
we're
picture
gonna.
with the actor of Jason
Look.
Voorhees because they both have the same name and like the world it broke like the internet.
I think
at the time.
matches we're clearly gonna be going in circles because it's. I guess matches is a preference thing. We act like Undertaker's never had a good match. Let's talk moments.
I think
he
he has
has good
I
matches.
think he has more lows. I think he has more lows.
I think he has
More
less
lows
good
than
matches than Reigns.
Yeah,
and I think that all
I
of
highly disagree.
I think
Then he has-
I
he has
think that
more-
his best matches.
Can we
I
talk-
think that if you take out his stipulation matches and you actually go into a peak match for match conversation, you have like 4 or 5 to work with.
Who's giving you more moments?
We also keep skipping because you brought Roman Reigns NXT stuff. You also skipped like Undertaker's first few years where he's putting on some of the worst matches.
Sure, y'all never chose to bring it up. I'm not gonna bring it up. He has
arguably the worst match of all time with Giant Gonzalez.
NXT, so like I think that's
y'all
fair.
chose not to bring it up. Why am I gonna sit here and bring up Undertaker?
I've already said.
Okay, listen to the words coming out of my mouth. You brought up Reigns and NXT, so I think it's very fair that we just don't act like Undertaker wrestled for 7 years.
Bring it up. Sure, bring it up.
All right, so Undertaker has some of the worst matches in the history of the business.
Giant Gonzalez.
I have a hot take about the Gonzalez match.
The Giant Gonzalez.
No. They can't. The internet can't handle your hot take about that match, bro.
Undertaker Giant Gonzalez. Undertaker Giant Gonzalez is more known than every single Jey Uso.
Hold on, bro. Yeah, relax. The masses. Gonzalez is not a good.
Don't let him do this. Don't let him do this, CJ.
Also, Undertaker didn't retire in 13. He kept on wrestling, just like how you would critique Roman Reigns if he kept on wrestling.
Go back to the Gonzalez thing.
2019, Undertaker puts on a horrible match against Gonzalez. 2004, Undertaker has one of the worst matches ever against the Dudley Boys. The Brothers of Destruction versus Chronic at Unforgiven in 01. Horrible match. The triple threat with Big Show and Albert at WrestleMania, because we all act like the streak started with Shawn Michaels or Randy Orton and Edge. Horrible match. The match against Kane at Bragging Rights in 2010, because he keeps on wrestling. Horrible match. All the matches against Kane are a horrible match. The Dark Side versus the Royals in 1995, horrible. The match against Big Boss Man, absolutely bad. Undertaker versus Taker.
Boss Man's not that. Boss Man, it's not that bad. It's just like the hanging at the end.
I'm not. Reese, may I bring up some matches?
Oh my man, bro, we've got to let someone get to the end of the monologue.
I'm not.
You're right.
Also, we're forgetting the fact. We're also forgetting the fact that the Ministry of Darkness as a faction is severely worse than any faction that Roman Reigns has been in, including the Bloodline and the Shield. Severely
Shield
worse.
3.0.
Especially Shield 3.0 has better matches than Ministry of Darkness and better matches than
we're not going into that. Like
absolutely.
We're talking about bad matches. Cool.
Also,
please bring up the Giant Gonzalez take. You never finished it.
No, I said general consensus.
You didn't say it. You never actually said it.
No, the general consensus. I said it. General consensus.
Okay, so you agree it sucks. Okay, never mind.
Okay,
go for it.
I did. I'll let Reese finish, and then Steph. I want to let you guys get final thoughts out. Unless you guys want to
get the main event.
Keep making points. Let Reese finish.
Yeah,
final thoughts. Steph, final thoughts, and then because we do got
those early years of Taker where he's putting on some of like the worst matches on the cards and he's not performing well without the pressure of being the number one guy. Am I saying that Roman Reigns has consistently had some of the best matches ever? No. Shoot, Taker and Reigns have a bad match against each other themselves.
Yes.
So no, Roman Reigns is not consistently having just the greatest matches of all time throughout the Big Dog era. But with much more pressure on him, and I believe much more bangers than you can think of between Taker from 90 to 05, which is a much longer stretch. It's a much longer stretch and opportunity for him to have better matches with the time that's around him during that time. I would hope that these matches that you're going to bring up for Reigns I don't think that they're better than these matches that I just labeled for Taker. I just hope I hope not at all, because Taker has the ability to. He's with the top talent at the time, who are also having some of the most amazing matches ever on the roster. Yes. It just shouldn't be a reason why I should look at a Roman Reigns match that you're about to name without him being the pressure of the top guy and go, cool. You know what? I think the Roman match is better than one of the matches that I named on this list.
Cool. Roman was the top guy, and throughout this time, he's also put on bad matches. Roman also. Let's talk about draw being the whoa. I'm not saying you're not.
This is just our final thoughts.
Roman also, this is literally my final thought. Roman also has, I believe, the lowest brought pay-per-view ever as the top guy.
No, it's actually WrestleMania. Lowest brought pay-per-view as the top guy. Undertaker has the lowest brought WrestleMania main event as the top guy.
Go ahead.
Okay, cool. I don't like I said. This is me going back. This is if you would have let me finish my sentence.
I'm sorry.
Not a person that brings up draw.
That was a statistic for
not a person that cares for draw. You guys argue about top guy. You already argue that.
I think it's fair that I rebuttal, but go ahead. I'm not sure.
You argued and I agreed. I already agreed that Undertaker is
go ahead,
as
continue.
big as Damn. You argued and I agreed that Undertaker is not as big as Roman. I agree. So me bringing up Roman's low and you responding with Taker's also pretty low. That doesn't really mean nothing to me. Because your guy's supposed to be this guy. You said that this is.
Well, your guy main evented. Your guy main evented. Your guy main evented.
What's happening?
Your guy main evented. No, your guy.
What's happening? Can I finish?
Your guy gets the opportunity to main event the Mania. Your guy got
what's happening?
Your guy got to main event the Mania, and he has the lowest selling one of all time.
We gotta let Steph finish.
Whoa. Oh, wait. Since we're talking about Mania main events, Roman and Triple H have the most turned off WrestleMania of all time. Look at that stat. You can argue that because the match happened at 2 a.m.
I'd rather turn off than not be
You can argue that stat. But going back as the top guy, he has the most.
Where'd you get that statistic from? Where'd you get that stat from?
I'm final thoughting for my man CJ.
Go ahead. I just don't lie and like throw out a random fun. You don't know how many people turned off their television at once.
It's something called, what's that box that called the Alzheimer's family, whatever it's called. Wow. It's not the Alzheimer's family. Anyway, like Nielsen family. There we go. They did the fact checks for me. I don't do these fact checks. Anyway, speaking, Roman as the top guy. Roman as the top guy has the most turned off WrestleMania of all time. Roman as the top guy, has the lowest brought pay-per-view of all time. So the draw argument that y'all was saying,
what's the payper-view?
Roman,
I'm never gonna get my final
WWE's Stomping Grounds. Roman as the top guy just is not this. Great ball, the fire sold more. Like, come on. Hey, Roman as the top guy. These things happened with. It wasn't Roman. And these things happened with Roman as the top guy. Is my point. I never claimed Taker was the top guy. So you bring up draw. But you can't
argue the top guy thing, Steph, if your guy was never the top guy. That doesn't work. Your guy was never put in these scenarios.
You're not listening to what I'm saying.
Roles of being the number one when you've never been a number one. You can't do it. You can't do it. You cannot talk about the roles of being the number one.
I'm actually agreeing that my guy wasn't the top guy.
Your guy was never the top guy. The one time he had the chance to, he has the lowest sold main event of all time. He never had that pressure. Stop acting like your guy had that pressure. He never did. He never has. He's always been a role player. He's a bus rider. He's the best bus. He's a bus rider.
Or he's not there.
He's a bus rider.
When Roman Reigns,
he's a bus rider.
Let me turn to my great. Let me turn to you, Mr. Host. When Roman Reigns is the top guy, can you answer a question? I liked Roman. I liked him as the top guy. But Mr. Host, when Roman was the top guy, right? Did he get booed? Did people not want him to be the top guy?
Yeah.
Also, when he was the top guy, was he there?
Yes. As the big dog, yes.
Thank you. Sometimes.
As the big dog,
yes. Or he's not there. That's a crazy statistic.
As a big dog, yes, he is. Yes, he is. Why are you lying? Why are you lying?
Anyway. Let's also talk about matches because Roman has some of the worst matches of all time
we already talked about matches.
Whoa, Jordan, shush. I'm still in my final statement. Guys, Mr. CJ asked me for
this
my
is the longest final statement of all time.
Roman Reigns versus Shane McMahon. That's not coming up on no best list.
Good match.
Hey, I would be done.
Good match.
Y'all just shut your mics up and let me talk.
He keeps getting cut off. To be fair, he would be done.
Good match.
Roman Reigns versus Shane McMahon. Good match. Reese, where did that match take place at?
What? Where am I supposed to?
God damn! It's such a good match. You don't know where it's at. Roman Reigns versus what pay-per-view?
Okay. Steph, like you keep like stopping to respond and asking.
You're right. You know what? You is right. I gotta stop doing that. Roman Reigns versus Shane McMahon. He don't know where it happened because that match was dog ass. Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal. Another trash match. Roman doesn't have a bad match that people know of. Taker pulled Gonzalez to at least a memorable match. People know it. At least people know it. God, dog. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, WrestleMania 34. That's the best bad match that he's had. That's actually a decent match. I actually quite like that match.
So you just contradicted your point. You just lied.
Let me finish. Guess what the media says? Guess what most people says? That match was saved by Seth Rollins cashing in. That's what people say.
31. That's not 34.
Oh, 31 so you're right. 34 is the one that I think is mid. I'm sorry. 34 is the one that I think is bad.
Get your facts right.
Thank you for correcting me. Now, let's also talk about another match that's pretty damn mid. Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman. The start of the greatest run ever.
Been for 5 minutes.
Trash match. Let's keep it going. I'm not done just yet. Let's talk about Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman in a Hell in a Cell. Oh my gosh. I watched this match. This is the first WWE match I think I turned off. Nope, I'm lying because I turned off this match at 4 a.m. in the morning. Roman Reigns versus Triple H at WrestleMania. The most turned off WrestleMania of all time. Bro, if we gonna talk, we gotta talk right. We gotta just talk right, brother. And then, Reese, also because you brought this match up earlier, they have another match. Because, yes, he did give Jey Uso his best singles match, sure. Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso SummerSlam, that was good to you.
Better than Taker.
Was that good to you? Yes or no? Yes or no? That was my question. Please just answer.
Better than Taker.
Was it good? Was it good?
Better than Taker's.
Yes or no? See, you see how you hypocritical. I gave you your points.
Hypocritical.
When you had a bad match, I told you.
That's not what that means.
Because when you had a bad match, I was able to tell you it was a bad match.
How does that mean?
I would ask my host, but he thinks a lot of things are bad that I think are good. So I'm not going to ask Mr. Host.
I'm just letting you know it's better than.
My final statement is done. Most turned off WrestleMania of all time as the top guy.
What's the ending of the ending of the Braun Strowman Hell in a Cell match? What's the ending of the Braun Strowman Hell in a Cell match? What's the ending of the Braun Strowman Hell in a Cell match?
If you were listening to me, I said Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns, I'm happy you said the Hell in a Cell match, was the match I turned off. That's how bad that match was.
So you judge the match?
Final statement is done.
All right. Anything? Are we moving on?
Man, me and my 30-year-olds, we going crazy on this one.
All right. I think it is time that we move on to our finals.
Hey, I have one final thought. It's not nearly as long as this.
No, you don't.
I didn't get. I was waiting on you the whole time. My only final thought is that I think Undertaker's overrated, and I didn't even think that until I started talking in these chats, and it's because we've got to get him out of these GOAT conversations. We've got to get him out of these best wrestler of all time conversations. Since I've been watching his matches back and everything, if it was a stipulation list, I'd probably have him top 10 all time. Like if it was like stipulation wrestler and things like that. I'm so tired of seeing him top 5 all time.
Does Roman Reigns have something as iconic as the Streak?
People say Undertaker's my GOAT. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna talk.
Does Roman Reigns have something as iconic as the Streak?
I'm not gonna even answer, but I'm saying that people be like Undertaker's my GOAT. I think he's the greatest of all time. I think he has a legitimate argument. No, not
does he have anything as iconic
not
as
a character, not as a top guy, just nothing. Like he doesn't have an argument. Is he
doesn't have anything
all-time great? Yes, because of all the combination of it. But do the lows, like Reese said, do the failure to meet certain requirements, do all those things chime in and kind of keep him from GOAT status? Yes, absolutely. And to the point that it has made him the most overrated of all time. Honestly, in a lot of ways. So yeah, that's my closing statement of that. Yeah.
Your man's a bot.
All right. With that, we're going to move on. News topic. We're not too far off the tree. Still here talking about Mr. Roman Reigns. We were talking about current 2026 Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. Bloodline saga. The Bloodline continues to crack, and So I want you guys to give your thoughts on Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline storyline. It's been during this time. It's been a while since he's got to talk. Jordan, what are your thoughts?
I'm not gonna lie. I believe that this whole situation, I have my dad's a big giant Roman Reigns fan, so I'll just go ahead and call him out and say that he's a big guy like that's like, whoa, texts me randomly, goes, why are we getting some rehashed stuff? Why is some stuff kind of the same? And I told him, I'm a big Roman fan too, but we had to have known this was going to be kind of repetitive, CJ. We had to have known that this was going to be kind of the same. It was going to be kind of similar. Even the Roman fans at this point are starting to get like, really? Like we're like we want him to hurry up a little bit on his insurance. We know what's coming, and then now it's to the point to where all the people that have been against us are kind of like looking at us with the stink eye, like, now you know what we go through. Now you know what we go through when it's constantly shoved down our throat. When it's, you know what I mean? So that's the reality I got to get at. This is all we've seen before. We've seen it with Jay. We've seen it with Jimmy. We've seen it with Solo. What they're doing with Jacob isn't any different, but they're trying to kind of portray it as that. I do think Solo right now is keeping the bloodline fresh. I think that right now they are a little stale. They're not really doing anything very, very over the top. Solo is giving people a reason to sink their teeth in. I actually do agree with that. I think he's becoming one of the most organically over stars in the entire company. I think if he keeps it up, he's going to soar past guys like Trick Williams as far as demand goes. And it's just by how the crowd gravitates towards him. And I just believe that I love what they're doing with Solo, and I believe the bloodline is lucky for Solo right now. Because if Solo hadn't caught this lightning in a bottle randomly on weekly television right now, I think the bloodline's Jacob Fatu story would feel even more forced. So I don't know, man. Like they're trying to build this Roman and Jacob don't agree and see eye to eye on so many things. We've seen it so many times. We know what it's going to lead to, but I just think people shouldn't have been expecting anything different. Like with Roman being on top for a long time, you're going to get similar stories that you've got in the past, especially with the same people around him.
You hear about the details later, okay? I just want you to relax now. Oh, I'm not mad.
CJ, I thank you. I thank you.
What is that in the background?
Oh, babe, turn that TV just a little tiny bit. Just two notches.
Good.
CJ, I thank you because you gave me 2 back-to-back segments where I get to belittle Roman Reigns, and I'm actually so happy about that because,
of course,
I want you to look at the prompt real quick, CJ. It says the bloodline continues to crack. Solo strikes back. The questions under it is the bloodline falling apart for good. Did Solo make the right move by turning on them? What's next for Solo now that he's on his own? All those questions, nothing about Roman Reigns. It's weird. Like Roman Reigns might be the 4th biggest person in this feud, and he's the world champ. God damn. That's kind of insane. For a top guy to be the 4th biggest person in his feud right now. Of course, he's the biggest by name. I agree. He's the 4th most important in this feud right now. Because Solo Sikoa, clearly he's the most important right now. All the questions are about him. LA Knight got the biggest pop. Jacob Fatu had all the camera angles on it when he was just standing in a damn corner. Then there's Roman. So Roman, I just wanted to bring that up before I even get into top guy. Top guy shouldn't be number 4 in their feud. I don't know if that's a thing. But the bloodline continues to crack. Solo strikes back. I actually think the bloodlines they've been showing cracks. I do think, like Jordan says, they are in a little bit of a repetitive mode. But I mean, let's be honest, that's Bloodline's forte. Bloodline feels repetitive at times. That's been the case with them since they started. Let's keep it a buck. But I actually think this is kind of one of the best and most questions I've had when it comes to the bloodline. Solo right now is killing it, and he's doing this Solo stuff. Is he gonna do the heel turn? Is he gonna just rejoin the family? Like, those are the questions that I have right now. What's happening next with Solo? Jacob, is there about to be another battle for that Ulafala? Because if you've seen Roman presented the Usos with a black version of it, I forgot the name of it. He said that they're his prime security. And it's kind of like little bro and Jacob Fatu again. Then Jacob tries to help him, and he's like, "Nah, little boy, sit in the corner." Like, those things happen, and it's just like this continuation of little boying Jacob Fatu. maybe that possibly leads to, you know, somebody coming back and challenging for the throne that might be a better tribal chief, if you get what I'm saying. I don't know. Maybe. I know a lot of people don't want to see Rock come back, but like, you know, it's possible that they could do something like that. But for me personally, I do think these cracks have been forming, and I'm very curious on what's next. I'm loving Solo. This is honestly some of the best character work that Solo's had. He's just entertaining, which maybe for years since he's really been a WWE, he hasn't been able to be entertaining. And this is just the most entertaining he's been. So shout out to Jey Uso for that elevation of Solo Sikoa, because if it wasn't for Jey Uso when he came out for that promo and he switched his words to the "this your warning shot bang," if he didn't come out saying pew pew, I don't think I would have known who Solo Sikoa is. So Jey Uso, clap it up for that elevation of character work right there. With Solo Sikoa, because Solo Sikoa right now is the hottest part of this storyline involving the World Heavyweight Champion,
the company.
So Solo Sikoa is killing it right now. Like you said, Jordan, he's the hottest thing in the company. So I mean, the World Heavyweight Champion not being one of the hottest things in the company, being a top guy, is insane to me. But you know, I think it's cracks all around the bloodline. Like I just think.
Okay. CJ, do you want to chime in on this?
No, I mean, I agree with you guys. You know, they had Solo mute for a long time, so I think it's good that, you know, when they finally get him time to speak, you know, he's doing well with it. So good for him.
I think I'm going to say a massive hot take. This might get me some heat in the comments or whatever, because a lot of people hate. They like to say Temu this, Temu that. I think we've seen a lot of variants of people over the years where people have been like, that guy looks like a young Rock. That guy talks like a young Rock. That guy feels like a young Rock. Young Rock, young Rock, young Rock. Solo, truly, even though it's just a little, Solo to me actually, like, especially because he's like in the family a little bit. I don't know, man. Like, there's something about it. Maybe he won't be a Rock.
Stop.
Yes.
No, like, let me.
Jordan, this is bad.
No, it's
Jordan,
not.
this is
I
bad.
feel like how organic it is. It wasn't supposed to be automatic.
I don't feel like
Rock didn't start out amazing on the mic either.
I don't feel like everybody has to be a young somebody.
I agree with that. I agree with that, and it would be different if he wasn't Samoan.
Any Samoan,
but he does feel a lot like a young Rock.
No,
he feels like he. Yeah, he does. It's my opinion.
You're right.
Exactly. Like I said, exactly. So it's like at the end of the day, I feel like his delivery is evolving in a way faster than we expected, and we have no idea how good Solo could actually end up. He could end up better, way more natural, less force on the mic than even Roman Reigns was at points in his career. Roman has a guy that had to. I'm saying Solo might be the best of them naturally on the mic. Yes, of all of them.
Solo might be the best naturally on the mic in just 2 years. That's such a top guy. Being replaced in 2. Oh wait, maybe I think I'm stuck on the last topic.
No, he's not replaced. He's not replaced.
Hey,
Solo's better on the mic.
That's
what I'm trying to say. Is that like it's just going in the right direction to where it wasn't forced. Like LA Knight, he feels like he's good on the mic.
I think you killed our host with that take, bro. I think you killed our host.
No, I think that he took it wrong. Like I'm not saying he's a young Rock. Like I'm not saying that. I'm saying that his delivery and direction is completely night and day from when it was 2023 when he first rejoined the main roster. And then you remember he had that slump in 24 where he kind of like nobody really even liked Solo because he was in top guy role a little bit too soon. And it feels like he's really through the stuff with the MFTs when he was just a comedy kind of thing on SmackDown that people could enjoy weekly. He's really evolved. I'm just trying to say that it's organically going in a direction that's different than other people. And when this happens, people become all-time greats. That's all I'm saying. When this happens this way, people become all-time greats.
I do think it's a little early to call Solo. I get you're just saying he can become. I think it's a little early to speak on things like that, especially when he's just now showing work. I think me personally, it's kind of very hard for us to leave an argument where y'all just debated lows outweighing highs. And then we're going to skip over 3 years.
That's true. That's why I said it's like a pipe. It's like a fever thing. It's like a fever dream. You know, that's why I get it. It's just one of those things where it's like, if you showed me him right now, Jay Young, Jimmy Young, Roman Young, I would say he's going to be the best talker.
real quick to try to get back on topic just a little bit too. CJ, I'm hoping I'm helping you out here a little bit. Honestly, I hope this hot take is a little bit more hotter and fresh. I actually think I'm really hoping this is leading to the end of the bloodline. I think the bloodline's ran its course. I think we're kind of running the storylines through the mud. Like I do think it's something that could stay in the background, cool. Y'all family, have each other's back, but we don't need a 20-minute segment on Raw every single week of the bloodline. I'm really hoping that this is leading to the end because it does start to go into a revolving circle. We've done, if we're really looking at it, this is the same storyline that led to Jay getting out last time. This is the same storyline. They did this stuff with Solo, where Roman was giving Solo the stuff, and then Jay's the one who wants to leave. Like it's how much stuff can you? How many times can you pair the same people together and expect something different? Like I just think it's time to move on. I think all members of that team can go on to do so much good. I think Jacob can do something great. I do think this is a great way to blossom him out. Though we've also already done the Jacob being defiant with Roman story, but now he's doing it again. Like he's never really stuck with it. He's still defiant, but it's like, how much further are we gonna go? They've already had 2 matches where the story was, I don't want to align with you. Now he's being forced to align. Now he's not really wanting to do it. Now he's being a little bullied again. It's like, it's just, I'm really hoping this is leading to the end of the bloodline. Honestly, I feel like the end of the bloodline might even mean the end of Roman Reigns, which I don't think is the worst thing ever, especially if he's just on this part-time, or maybe he just joins a part-time schedule where he just becomes like this big guy for big events. And that, I think that's perfectly fine. Once you become a certain name, I think it's perfectly fine for you to pop up and have a big match every year. You're like the challenger peak. It worked for Taker for it. It carried him from 2016 on, when he not 2016. I think that's around the time he lost. 2012 on, I guess I'll say, where he just showed up to face somebody at Mania, and it worked. Like Roman can hop into that style, show up and face somebody for SummerSlam into a storyline. Face somebody for Survivor Series into a storyline for WrestleMania, leave for the rest of the year. I mean, you practically do that now. I'm just really hoping that this is leading to the end of the bloodline story. I think everyone can tell better stories outside of it.
But just before he goes, if I could say one thing on that, it's just that I disagree. I don't think it is. I do agree with you, though. I do agree with you that it would be better. But just with them talking about their kids all the time and stuff, I do think it's going to be a cash cow for WWE for a very, very, very long time.
I really hope not. I hope all their kids do not take
Go
this
ahead,
up
Reese. Go ahead, Reese. Go ahead, Reese. Take us home.
I hope their kids become accountants.
No, Steph, you are 1,000% right. As much as I love Roman Reigns, let me get this straight. I have Roman Reigns as a top 8 WWE superstar of all time. It's time to end this story. The bloodline has ran its course, and honestly, I'll take it a step further. I am completely fine if Roman Reigns retired after this story was done. As somebody who loves Roman Reigns, I'm completely fine if he just said, you know what, that's it. It's been a nice time. It's been a great run, because it has been a great run, and just hang it up. Not because Roman Reigns is like horrible. He had one of the best matches this year, but he doesn't really have much more to give in terms of like put somebody younger over, fine, but you've done everything, right? You've had the great matches, you've had the great stories, and sure, you can still go out there and have a phenomenal match a year, but if you're not going to add anything to like the younger time, I say the Oba Femi storyline, let Oba Roman do its thing. Whenever they're going to do it, that's it. Oba retires Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, and he sits on a mountain alone. I think that's a perfect way to do it. If you want to wait till the Oba Femi thing happens, that's fine. The point is, I agree with you, Steph. Absolutely. I love Roman Reigns. I think he's one of the top 10, top 8 superstars to ever look at a WWE ring and said WWE. I think it's time. It's not me saying that he isn't great or he isn't good. I think he's good this year. I don't think he's great this year. I think he's good this year. But there's nothing. You got only so much to give. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that he can't do the one-off appearance thing like you're saying, Steph. I think he can. But like when it comes to a full-time run, we're gonna hold the belt for 300, 200 days, and we're gonna. If it's gonna just be the bloodline storyline over and over again, I think that's fine. You know what I would have loved to see? I would have loved to see Roman Reigns just have some solo dolo feuds. Jacob Fatu, you go ahead, you lead the bloodline. I'm gonna take my talents to SmackDown and run some feuds over there. Yeah, or Jacob Fatu, you lead the bloodline to SmackDown. I'm going to go on Raw and take care of business. That would have been a much better direction for this season of Roman Reigns' career. Absolutely. So I agree with you, Steph, on that.
But I point out one thing on a personal level in that way, where I don't know if you guys agree with this, but I also agree with you, Reese, that if he keeps going too long, just not when it's not at its highest quality for his career, he's kind of holding himself back and penalizing himself when it comes to Hollywood.
Absolutely.
It's like he has, like, we know he's going to be one of, like, not one of the biggest, but he's gonna have a lot of people that want to cast him once he's done with WB. And it's like, he doesn't want to do it when he's 47, almost 50, like really starting out, He wants, I think if I'm him, I want to get wrestling at like 43-ish, maybe 44. That way I can have 5 to 6 years of movies before I'm 50. You know what I mean? Like, because we know he wants to go into Hollywood. He's already been very vocal about it, like, and everything. So I agree with you. It's like, maybe call it quits after this, because if not, you're taking too much of your 40s into this, when guys like Cena, guys like Rock, they didn't do that, and that's why they're so successful. Like, so it's like, if Roman, I don't know if you agree with that. I think he's penalizing himself by wrestling too long as well when it comes to the Hollywood thing.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. 1,000%.
All right. Anything else? Anything else on Bloodline?
Anybody got anything else to say about that? Yeah.
Is this closing segments time?
Time to call it a Tuesday. Let everybody on the panel get off their last thoughts here on a Tuesday before we come back to you guys on
Thursday.
Justified Kitchen Thursday, and start with Steph.
Justified.
I think it says a lot when you're arguing your top guy to somebody who was never the top guy, and it takes over 30 minutes to win the debate. It takes 30 minutes at a time. I think it says a lot. I'm just saying. I think it says a lot about a top guy. I feel like if you are a top guy, you should be in the conversation with top guys. But maybe it's fine for top guys to be number 4 in their storylines, have the lowest selling stuff of all time, most turned off show of all time. That's fine. It's fine for a top guy to do it, even if this other guy doesn't have these expectations. You want to bring up an argument that it happened to him too? Sure, cool. Spider-Man couldn't save a city. Superman could. I'm not going to blame them on hold on the same spectacle. It's been a great day. It's been a great Tuesday. Reese, you chocolate milk dud. I love you. Jordan, you Sami Zayn lookalike. You look cute. CJ, amazing host today. I'm proud to be with you. You're the top guy, and you've never let me down. So I just want you to know that. I want you to always know that, you've never had the lowest rated Takedown Tuesday show and been the top guy.
But you know who has? Steph has. Steph actually does have the lowest rated Takedown Tuesday show as the top guy, as the host of it. Also, thank goodness we're not on pay-per-view, because he'd probably have the lowest bought pay-per-view if we had the franchise pay-per-view right now, just like The Undertaker. Also, imagine this. Imagine comparing somebody to a top guy with no peaks, with weak longevity, where I bring up an argument that I skipped 14, 15 years of the career because it's just too bad to mention.
We skipped 9 years.
You're right, Will. Goodness is what Roman Reigns brings to the WWE. Goodness is what entered in to the crowds when the Shield was flowing throughout the arenas. And then we got the Tribal Chief. Goodness is what has come from the man who beat leukemia, the man who beat Undertaker and snapped any other chance he had at having another streak. The man
he didn't even beat it.
1,003. We want to talk about a Stone Cold. I know who the real 316 is. It's 1-3-16 Roman Reigns. Good job.
There you go. Okay. Are you done?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so Steph, I will finish it up. I'm gonna finish it up with just saying this. You talked about how this argument goes into this argument this long. Here's the reality: 30-year career against a 14-year career, totally, like in totality. And the reality is, it's still close. The reality is, as a draw, 14 years 30 years couldn't measure up to it as far as a top guy. 30 years of matches, and like I said, even if I give Taker neck and neck, he damn sure doesn't have a better catalog than Roman Reigns. So that's something I will not give him the nod. He needs ladders and tables and chairs and all these outrageous things to get over, to matter. And Roman Reigns just needs to wrestle. That's my closing statement. I don't understand why someone that has given 12 years of consistent, because I won't even count his 2 years in NXT, 12 years of consistently good matches as a top guy, just because of a little bit of bad mic work and some character work that other people didn't agree with, despite the fact that it was successful, despite the fact that he was always on top, despite the fact that he was always delivering. I can't understand why you say, oh, why isn't he in the comp? Why isn't he in arguments with actual top guys? Why are we arguing Taker? I don't know, Steph. You tell me. That's my closing statement.
40 minutes.
No, you tell me why he isn't in those arguments.
I did.
Because with everything I just told you. Anyway, I close. I am giving it to our host. Yep.
All right. I'm glad our closing statements went back to our second segment to bring the debate back up. That is totally what I asked you guys to do.
Wait. Host, can I ask you a final question?
No. We've done too much.
Hopefully on Thursday we don't bring this back up. Shout out to everybody. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Reese. Thank you, Jordan, for the passionate debate.
Thanks for tolerating us.
Yeah, shout out, guys. We'll see you.